make movies, man.
Neighbors of the late actor Jonathan Joss sharing video of the moments before his death. Why one woman says she knew something like this was bound to happen.
2 students expelled, others disciplined at Central Catholic, all tied to disturbing hazing claims on a championship soccer team. This morning, what we've uncovered and what police are looking into.
And a KSAT follow-up on a dog bite incident in the Denver Heights area this morning. New insight into the city's record animal control budget and whether it's making a difference for victims and neighbors.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Okay, well, welcome in Thursday here. Trying not to scare off Shelby because we're having a good time.
We're having a great time, Ed, on
We are
this Thursday.
definitely having a good time. I promise I'm not getting too scared, but
Good.
Justin's like having golfing.
Yeah.
We got donuts in, we got coffee. He's okay to go golfing. I'm okay just chilling here.
Speaking of golfing, what is the weather shaping out for him today? I hope it rained on him. No, I'm
It
kidding.
definitely won't rain, but it's definitely going to be a warm one today. We're expecting temperatures in the 80s and 90s, and it's definitely going to be a warm one if we can take graphics full. Thank you. Temperatures right now still sitting in those 70, 78 degrees in San Antonio right now, but it's definitely going to be a humid one if you're going out and about today. Just take a look at the feels like temperatures. Already in those 80s, and that's because we're still seeing that high humidity this morning. But throughout your day, expect temperatures to continue to be on the warmer side, getting into those 90s and still having some slightly breezy winds from the southeast at about 10 miles per hour, seeing some gusts up to about 20 to 25 miles per hour. And although we're only going to be in the 90s today, we are expecting triple-digit heat later this weekend. And take a look at this. Our average first 100-degree day, at least in San Antonio, doesn't arrive for another 2.5 weeks. We've already had 3 to 4 100-degree days in San Antonio so far. 3 of them were already in May. And in fact, most of them were in May for us in San Antonio. Other areas saw 100-degree days back in February. Now, like I mentioned, it's definitely going to be a warm one this weekend. Sunday's the day we're expecting to break 100, but we're still expecting heat indices to be in those triple digits for both days. I'll break down what you need to know with the heat, plus when we finally see some relief with some rain chances coming up in just a bit.
All right, let's take a look at your traffic authority right now. And yes, my guy Justin Horn said he was going to be out there early at the golf course. So hopefully he gets in some of that action a little bit earlier here. Let's take a look at the roads right now. Valley Meadow traffic looking pretty good. 37 at Hackberry, no major issues there. UTSA Boulevard right here at I-10. That's going to be the flyover entrance right there, past Days of Ella and a little bit past UTSA Boulevard for all of our folks on I-10 West. And at 10 at Frio, we did have a potential incident out there at 10 at Colorado, but no reports of anything else out there. All right, so Alex pointed this out earlier. So 1604 for all of our traffic going appears to be westbound right here, Blanco Road, stretching all the way to parts of 281, 1604. Some overnight construction in this area, and we're going to check in with Alex and see what the very latest is out there for our drivers on the north side of town, west side of town. We have cleared out that one stalled vehicle that was off on the eastbound lanes on the far left-handed lane, but traffic is moving along there now on the west side for all of our folks there. Good morning to you guys. And then northeast side right now, still seeing some pretty good delays, 35 south over by Schertz Parkway for the construction on the northeast side. Let's check in with Alex right now and see exactly what is going on in Drive Cam for us on this Thursday morning. Alex, how we looking?
RJ, good morning and happy Friday, Junior. Well, good news. The 1604 westbound lanes have reopened at 281. No more construction. Just in time for the 6 a.m. drivers, RJ.
Okay, good news to hear, Alex, and we will check back in with him in just a little bit. Guys, back to you.
All right, some actions after a KSAT investigates story involving San Antonio's Central Catholic High School, saying that it expelled 2 students and disciplined 3 others in connection to hazing allegations against its championship-winning boys soccer team.
So last week, the father of a 15-year-old, now former student, told KSAT investigates that another student put his genitals on his son's face. Now, the teen's father says that it's just one example of how his son was intensely bullied by his teammates for months. San Antonio and Round Rock police are investigating.
So in a statement, Central Catholic says it is launching an independent investigation. The school is urging anyone with information to come forward.
Now, this attorney representing the 15-year-old isn't happy with the school's statement. He told KSAT that if the district had acted sooner, it could have prevented his client and other victims from suffering. Obviously, this is a story that we're going to continue to follow.
Guys are caping me for what? I'm walking down the street. I'm rehearsing. Okay. I make movies, man. I can yell, I can scream, I can pray. Whatever I want.
Well, that's actor Jonathan Joss just hours before he was shot and killed near his property last Sunday afternoon. Joss was known for voicing the character of John Redcorn in the animated series King of the Hill. This video, obtained by KSAT, shows Joss having an argument with a neighbor while walking up and down the street with a pitchfork. Later that night, 56-year-old Sigfredo Ceja Alvarez was arrested for shooting Joss and reportedly admitted to police that he pulled the trigger. Alvarez is now released from the Bexar County Jail, and our cameras tried to catch him at least as he left yesterday. Alvarez posted a $200,000 bond and is charged with murder for the shooting. The neighbor who shared the video with us earlier says it was not the first time Joss had a serious disagreement with others in the neighborhood.
I knew something was going to happen. I wanted to call the police, but he hadn't done anything.
So police reports show Joss and the suspect had a history of clashes, more than 60 of which led to calls to police. Another question regarding the shooting is whether Joss was shot because of his sexual orientation. Police say right now they have no evidence of that. So this is a long and complicated case, and we have the full breakdown right now on our website at ksat.com. You can find all the articles covering everything we know by just scanning that QR code on the screen. Meanwhile, police say they stand with the LGBTQ plus community following the death of Joss, and while they have not called this a hate crime, they know the case has raised some concerns. So SAPD is teaming up with Pride San Antonio to host a community forum later this evening at 6 o'clock at Woodlawn Point. They are inviting people to share their fears, ask questions, and get answers.
Neighbors living in Live Oak say that they never heard gunshots before until this week. But police say that a 29-year-old man was shot and killed yesterday morning. It happened near I-35 and O'Connor Road and Ashby Point for about 8 hours. Live Oak police and Texas Rangers had crime scene tape up to investigate. Neighbors say that the scene came as a shock.
Fire trucks were here, police were here, EMS was here, and a bunch of people was around because everybody heard it clearly.
Live Oak Police Department says that they're still looking for the suspect or suspects.
This morning, Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar is now talking about the recent arrest of 2 deputies and the dismissal of 3 others linked to a drug smuggling ring. All the incidents happened allegedly inside the jail. The sheriff tells KSAT he's taking a, quote, forward-leaning approach and being as open as possible when issues arise. The Live Oak Police Department says they're still looking for the suspects. However, police did find a vehicle in the city limits they believe was involved.
All right, chicken jockey. You know the phrase. Now that I got the attention of all the kiddos out there, I need you and your parents to pay attention, especially if you love gaming. Now, we know where there's fun in online spaces, there can be trouble, which is why one esports organization in Helotes is teaching both gamers and their parents how to keep harm from what brings them happiness.
Are you ready, Jeff?
I'm ready. What is your favorite thing about gaming?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Uh-oh.
Sometimes when you're just up close to the computers, it feels like you're in real life.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun atmosphere here at XP League, but safety is a top priority for you guys.
Absolutely.
It's something that, again, we don't really think about. We're on our phones and electronics so much that they think that, oh my gosh, like we were into the same things, they were connecting, and they really don't understand that it really might not be another 8-year-old talking to them on the other side.
Not Donkey Kong!
In those online spaces, the importance is protecting against those online predators.
We make sure that, parental controls are always turned on for children 13 and under. If they are 13 and older and they do use things like in-game chat, things like that, that they only communicate with people they know. But that we teach them to be on the lookout for random anonymous messages.
That's bad for kids because you could just leak your name to the whole entire world.
Yeah.
And he kidnapped you.
Oh, Lord.
Snatch you right out of the house.
You guys are offering some type of seminar for the parents also, right?
So we're providing parents with the tools to understand what are perceptions of dangers and what are actual dangers. Because a lot of times, parents don't truly understand what the threats are out there. And so they tend to overreact or they react to the wrong thing. So we want to give them the tools to be effective to help their kids out.
It really just gives me such a peace of mind knowing that I can honestly leave him and I know that he's safe and that Glenn and his team are really just monitoring, going back and forth, making sure the kids are safe and not doing anything that they shouldn't be, but also being able to be aware of what could happen.
So if you were ever playing something and someone did reach out to you online, you would know what to do?
Leave the game, join the server.
That's what I'm talking about. I love little Lucas. Okay, so yesterday I did tell you guys about how the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is in the process of using AI called the Deputy app to protect those teens and kids from online predators. Well, in the meantime, while that is in the works, you can check out how places like XP League is helping out. You can scan that QR code if you want specific details on how your kid can game safely during the summer.
6:10 right now in San Antonio, still sitting at around 78 degrees, and we're still having temperatures on the warmer side with the aquifer down just about 1 foot. Now, we do have more rain chances on the way. I'll break down what you need to know with that coming up.
Sports betting has become a big part of the action, but now more athletes say that they're being harassed and even threatened by gamblers. A first look at how they're fighting back.
I am the #1 high school jazz guitar player in the state of Texas, as judged by the Texas Music Educators Association.
Well, he picked up a French horn in 6th grade, but it's the guitar that's taking him all the way to Nashville. Ahead on GMSA, you'll meet a local teen who's already a statewide star and is just getting started.
And Harlem Globetrotter Ace is in San Antonio for a free summer camp for kids at South San High School. We're talking hoops with the Roosevelt High School grad and St. Mary's University alum. Plus, she's sharing with us her journey to success.
All right, welcome back. It is 6:14 now. So dozens of area elementary school kids spent the week learning basketball fundamentals and life skills at a free clinic put on by South San High School. And on Wednesday, the kids got a special visit from Arisha Porter. There she is. She's a former Roosevelt High School and St. Mary's basketball star. Her currently plays for the Harlem Globetrotters. Now, her nickname is Ace, and she's back home for a few weeks before she hits the road with the Globetrotters to play hoops in Asia.
One of my goals is just to give back to the community. I mean, they sowed so much seeds in my life, and I kind of just want to give back wherever I can. But yeah, my message today is just to show them, like, you know, they can do it too, and just have confidence, have that faith.
We just try to give back to the community because they support us during the season. It's kind of like grassroots. You know, we want to bring them up, and then they're future Bobcats, so just kind of give back to the community and let them have fun during the summer.
So South San will host another free basketball clinic next week for kids in grades 6th through 9th, and you can still sign up for that. If you would like to learn more about the clinic, just go to KSAT.com and search South San Basketball.
All right, let's get over to the roadways with RJ, who is going to help a viewer out real quick.
Yeah, guys. So, all right, let's kind of, before we get to the latest traffic updates here. So we often get emails from our awesome viewers, and one caught my attention yesterday, my inbox. It was from Sherry, and she asked about KSAT Hero Trucks. So she wanted to know, do they just show up if someone needs help? Do you have to call them? And what can they actually help drivers out with? Well, Sherry, I went ahead and got some answers for you from KSAT. So KSAT tells us that a Hero Truck will stop and help a stranded driver if they see one on the side of the road, but you can also call for help. The number there, 210-732-HERO. Right there. So here's what else they can do when they are actually on the scene. They can change some flat tires for you as well. They can give air to low tires. They can also give drivers gasoline and water. They can also do small car repairs on site and also jumpstart batteries. So small car repairs, we're not talking about replacing alternators or carburetors or all that stuff there. They also have drinking water available and cell phone services for our stranded drivers. Now, Hero Truck operators also remove debris from the highway and also help with traffic control. They operate 24 hours, and again, their main goal is to just get stranded drivers to safety. And also, by the way, HERO stands for Highway Emergency Response Operator. So thank you very much for that email, Sherry, coming into us. We appreciate that, and hopefully we got some of those answers for you as we take a look at our TransGuide traffic cameras out there. And you know what, some good news. Have not seen too many of our Hero Trucks out and about so far this morning for your Thursday morning commute. Traffic has actually looked pretty good so far. far. But we do have a couple of smaller incidents to let you know about, so let's get to those on our maps right now. 35 at Pine, we did have an incident earlier, a stalled vehicle in the eastbound lanes, or excuse me, the northbound lanes of 35 at Pine, but looks like traffic is actually okay in that area. Starting to see a little bit more activity here. This is going to be 35 at Weidner Road, so it looks like our southbound traffic, we do have a crash, and up further on 35, we do have some activity still. Overnight construction there for our drivers coming in from Schertz and Cibolo on 35. Downtown area is looking pretty good after a stalled vehicle earlier at 10 at Colorado Street. All right, quick check of our inbound drive times. Everything is green on our screen. No major issues. 25 minutes coming in from Bernie, Kendall County. Good morning to our folks there. 20 minutes if you're coming in from 281 out there in Bulverde. Good luck to the Smithson Valley Rangers as they go for the baseball championship. Let's go to Alex Gomez right now and see what is the very latest in Drive Cam. What's up, Alex?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. Right now I'm coming down from the greater northeast side. This is going to be I-35 southbound near Judson Road. And yeah, speeds are improving. We're not all the way there to full speed limit yet. We're only going about 40 miles per hour, but there's not that many construction delays. So this part of I-35, I'd say, is still going to be mid. That's what the kids say nowadays, RJ.
All right. A nice nod to Shelby, who's with us this morning. She gives us a weather report before we go on air, and Shelby's like, it's going to be a little mid.
I am teaching everyone. I said that earlier today during the morning meeting that it was just going to be a little mid today, if you could say that. Temperature is still going to be in those 90s, but weather is definitely going to be something to watch as we start next week. Now, I told you about the chances of temperatures in the triple digits this weekend, but we're tracking more rain chances next week. Now, this is the drought monitor as of last week. The new one hasn't come in just yet. That comes in around 9 a.m. But last week we noticed there was a bit of a difference up near Gillespie County, even getting into areas of Kendall County with that exceptional drought, that almost maroon color. That's continued to divot, but we are expecting a little bit of a change in areas of Bexar County this week, considering we got almost 6 inches in some areas just within the last week. Now, this does go until, I believe, Tuesday, so it does include most of the rainfall we've received. And this is that 3 years of continual drought dating back to August of 2021. Now, like I said, we are tracking some rain chances next week after this high pressure system, the big blue H, continues to leave, and that's going to be responsible for those warm temperatures like I mentioned for the weekend. But then as we get closer into Tuesday, we're tracking some isolated rain showers in areas of San Antonio. Really, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning is what I'm watching. Tuesday night, most of the showers are going to be in the hill country going up into areas of San Angelo, but Wednesday morning, that's when I'm tracking a line of showers moving through areas of San Antonio. This is going to be overnight, similar to what we just experienced within the last week or so. Now, by Wednesday morning around 9 a.m. or so, there is the potential for just some light showers activity, and that's going to continue throughout the day on Wednesday. That's going to be the main story for Wednesday, is just some light shower activity before more chances of some showers and thunderstorms ramp up again by Thursday morning. But it is still a week away, so things can and probably will change at least slightly. But keep an eye on the weather. Chances of about a 20 to 30% chance for some rain showers. Temperature is still going to be on the warmer side in the hundreds and 90s. So even if you don't see any rain, it's still going to be a little muggy at times for us here in San Antonio.
All right. Thank you, Shelby, who is far from mid. Did I use that right? Okay.
Very good. No, I have teenagers, so I get it. I hear that all the time at my house. So, all right, I'm sus a lot. 6:21 right now, 78 degrees outside.
All right, betting has become a big part of the sports industry, but when does it go too far? Up next, we got a first look at why more athletes say that they're being harassed and even threatened by gamblers.
That's right, Gabby! In this morning's GMA First Look, sports betting fans gone too far. Don't choke, Gabby, like you did yesterday, Gabby! You can see in this video a man who says he bet on Olympic gold medalist Gabby Thomas's race, shouting at her, celebrating her loss. You're going down, Gabby! You're going down, Gabby! The man posting, I made Gabby lose by heckling her, and it made my parlay win. Thomas calling out the man's behavior. This grown man followed me around the track as I took pictures and signed autographs for fans, mostly children, shouting personal insults. Anybody who enables him online is gross. He denies these claims. FanDuel telling ABC News it's banned the man from their platform.
The incidents themselves seem to be increasing. They've seen an uptick in it since the sports betting has started expanding across the U.S.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more of these out-of-bounds fans. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Yeah, that's super uncalled for.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that. Track is something completely different from basketball, football, hockey.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
no
too
bueno,
far.
No bueno.
6:25. We're looking at 78 degrees outside.
All right, terrifying blast rocks a northwest side neighborhood. A man badly burned, families evacuated, and now some unease returns. Why this is not the first explosion on Laurel Bend, and why neighbors fear it will not be the last.
A dog bite in Denver Heights sparked concern. Did the city's record animal control budget actually make a difference? What neighbors are saying to us in a special KSAT follow-up story.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Coming up on 6:30, and happy Thursday. It's a good day.
It is a good day. If I may have a personal privilege here, happy anniversary to my wife today.
All right, yes, yeah.
Look at that. Happy
Congratulations.
anniversary.
Yeah.
We got married in the 20th century in 1999, so it says 26 years today. So we'll
my
celebrate later, but I just want to...
Very nice.
It's so romantic. Okay, so if they
How do I follow that up?
will they go on a afternoon date outside? What
Are we doing afternoon or
We'll have dinner at
evening?
4 o'clock, like we do on this shift. We eat.
Okay.
No, we'll figure something out. But
Well, it's going to be a little humid, but happy anniversary.
thank you. That's the thing with a June anniversary.
Yeah, it's
Typically,
a
it's
little hot.
every year. It's
A little
hot or
toasty.
humid. Yes. So.
Well, at least you don't have it's hurricane season. At least you don't have to worry
That is
about
true.
that.
That is true.
But it's definitely going to be a warm one today, especially if you're going
Afraid
out
you
and
would say
about
that.
for the afternoon. Temperatures already this morning sitting in those 70s, 72 degrees in Comfort, sitting a little cooler in the hill country, but 78 degrees here in San Antonio. And throughout the day, it's definitely going to be a warm one. Temperatures are increasing to the 90s. We're also tracking some partly cloudy skies for us here in San Antonio, even some slightly breezy winds, about 20 miles an hour for the wind gusts. So it's definitely going to be warmer, and we're going to feel that humidity for most of us in San Antonio. Now, take a look at the national satellite and radar. We did track some isolated showers and storms in areas of Texas. That continued to diminish later this morning, or earlier this morning, I should say, but otherwise, not a lot going on for us in San Antonio as we have high pressure that's going to really be driving our weather, at least for the weekend. Temperatures this weekend soaring into the 90s, even getting near triple-digit heat on Sunday and even on Saturday and Monday. If you don't hit 100 degrees, your heat indices, they're expected to be in those triple digits. We're talking about heat indices above 105. So it's definitely going to be a warm one, muggy one, humid one. So I'll keep you updated on all of that as we continue to get closer and closer to the weekend. But RJ, how are the roads looking outside right now?
All right, Shelby, things are looking pretty good if you're about to step outside right now for your Thursday morning commute. And good morning to all of our folks out there. Obviously, still have some ongoing graduations taking place at the Alamo Dome. Clark's going to be out there. O'Connor, Holmes. Congrats to all those young men and women right there. All right, 90 General McMullen traffic looking pretty good on the west side of town. Southwest Military, speaking of high schools, Harlandale ISD representing out there. So 151 eastbound, we do have a stalled vehicle being reported right there, right before the interchange at 151. So right there we have Hunt Lane. Petranco is kind of in this area as well. But our traffic maps indicating that there's not too much of a delay, but we do know that 151 getting anywhere two parts of 410 and 90 usually get pretty busy. All right, we do have a crash that was reported earlier, 35 South right here, Wiener Road on the northeast side of town. Looks like things have cleared out on that end. A little bit further up the road, looks like things are also clearing out over by Live Oak and Universal City. And one more spot here, wanted to bring your attention. I-35, this is going to be north right here at Pine Street. Looks like traffic is actually no major issues out here despite reports of a stalled vehicle on the east side of town. Let's go to Alex Gomez right now in Drive Cam for us on this Thursday morning. What's going on, Alex?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. So the greater northeast side still looking pretty good. I came down 35 southbound and the speeds were about 40, 50 miles per hour. So it wasn't as bad as what we usually see. And I just made it downtown. This is 35 southbound near San Pedro. I'm gonna go check out how the delays are looking like for that lower level being closed. So I'll let you know the next time we talk, RJ.
All right, thank you very much for that update, Alex, for us this morning in Drive Cam. Guys, back to you.
Alrighty, RJ, thank you. This morning, neighbors are slowly making their way back home after a house exploded in their neighborhood over the weekend. The blast was so powerful that one man suffered severe burns to half of his upper body. It happened Saturday night in the 7900 block of Laurel Bend on the northwest side. San Antonio firefighters say the man was trying to light something in the house when the house burst into flames. CPS Energy evacuated people for safety reasons, but they have been telling people it's okay to return. Now, people remember years ago, another house in that neighborhood also exploded, and they don't want to go through this a third time.
I'm afraid, if I go and light the candle, just boom, just like that, life's over.
Now, we have reached out to CPS Energy for more information, and this is what we got from them. They said, quote, CPS Energy has no further comment on this matter because a lawsuit was filed on Monday, end quote.
All right, let's talk early voting and the runoff election. It is over, and we're just now getting our first look at how many of you went out to cast your ballots. And just from the early voting numbers, San Antonio definitely exceeded expectations when it comes down to turnout. So between May 27th and June 3rd, 98,411 of you went to cast an early ballot. And for reference, though, that's almost 30,000 more people than those who voted early in May's general election. And the 98,000 figure also higher from what we saw in early voting period for the 2019 mayoral runoff elections. Remember, that Saturday is runoff election day. We'll learn who will be in a number of city council seats, as well as who the next mayor will be. And then the polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Of course, you can join the KSAT.com, KSAT Plus, as the results come in our election night live stream, and we'll have a complete wrap up on the night beat.
All right, 6:35 now. So they say San Antonio drinking water is at risk. The Guajolote Ranch development near Helotes is now facing more protests from neighbors. So they say construction crews from the Lennar homes are destroying legacy live oak trees as they install water lines for Guajolote. So we've been covering this issue as part of our Know My Neighborhood series. The project has been at a legal standstill between Lennar Homes, the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, the Scenic Loop Helotes Creek Neighborhood Alliance, and most recently the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. Now, they say they're working with all parties to figure out the legality of the situation. And the people who live in the area say they'll keep fighting to keep South Texas water from being contaminated.
Well, we've had a number of meetings. We had a representative who's kind of an expert on utility. He has met with Lennar, he's met with Pape Dawson, he's met with and communicated with the city officials and with SAWS. And we thought that they understood that we were questioning this, but they showed up again.
So we reached out to Lennar, and they sent us this statement saying, quote, Lennar is fully compliant as we extend a water main in the public right-of-way. We have coordinated with all appropriate agencies and obtained the necessary permits and approvals to proceed, including access to the work site, which was confirmed yesterday by the sheriff. Upon conclusion of the work, the area will be restored to its natural condition, end quote.
The San Antonio Housing Trust Foundation is moving forward with a purchase and sale agreement with the owner of the historic Robert E. Lee Apartments. If the foundation it owns that will allow the property to continue serving as an affordable housing source for low-income seniors and people with disabilities, the foundation hopes to take over next month and plans to make renovations.
Well, $8.5 billion, that's how much money will go toward public schools in Texas. That's after Governor Abbott signed House Bill 2 into law. The money is supposed to pay for several things like school teachers and staff members, operational expenses, special ed, and campus safety. The largest chunk of money that state public schools have gotten in one shot. But some say the funding may not be enough.
For big districts like the districts you have here in San Antonio, Houston School District, Dallas, Fort Worth, some of those giant districts, we have so many thousands of kids who attend every day. The reason that it doesn't seem like enough to them and everything seems skewed is because it took the state so long to get around to putting new money into that.
Most of the new funding bill will go into effect on September 1st.
Now to a KSAT follow-up on a dog bite story that we told you about in the Denver Heights neighborhood a few weeks ago.
At the time, neighbors in the area told us Animal Care Services responded to this particular call faster than they used to. And our Patty Santos is here in studio to show us how taxpayer money might be part of the reason why. Patty.
Hey there, good morning. Well, friends, last year, the city of San Antonio passed a record budget, $28.5 million for animal control services. The goal was to increase response times and services. San Antonio Animal Care Services gets about 3,500 reports of dog bites every year.
I drive by and they just start chasing me. Only one of them stuck around for long enough for me to give me this gas room.
And Amadeo Ramirez is one of those most recent bite victims. We talked to him back in May at his grandmother's house in the Denver Heights area, where a pack of stray dogs bit him. Thankfully, he was fine. And we were there as ACS officers got there to take the report. And then a few hours later, they found the pack of dogs. Rose Monsiváis, his grandmother, was pleasantly surprised to see how quickly animal control officers got there. She says stray dogs are a constant problem in that neighborhood. This is not the first time that you've seen stray dogs, not just these dogs, but stray dogs in this area.
It's been throughout the years, and I've been here for 40 years. And like in the last 5 years, they picked up one time like 6 or 7 dogs, and this last time they picked up like 5 dogs.
ACS showed up pretty quickly. Is that usually the response that you see?
Well, this is the second time they do come quickly.
Okay, so we asked the city how quickly they're getting to these bite calls. ACS says their response rates are up this year to 82%. Compare that. Now, that's just between October to April to the entire year before. That is 62%. And they claim all of this is because of the 10 new officers that they added to their team, and also thanks to the new budget. And they hope that the addition of a new Eastside Community Spay-Neuter Clinic at 1608 South New Braunfels Avenue may help control the pet overpopulation as well moving forward. But services at this clinic are only available by appointment. Jaffney?
Ooh, thank you, Patty.
Very good. Okay. Some NBA action tonight. The Oklahoma City Thunder will host the Indiana Pacers for Game 1 of the NBA Finals right here on KSAT 12. While both teams rank among the smallest markets in the NBA, that means the passionate fans of OKC and Indianapolis are yearning to see their first ever championship parade. The game will tip off tonight at 7:30 here on KSAT 12. And of course, stay tuned for the night beat right after the game.
Well, taking a look outside, it's 78 degrees in San Antonio. It's definitely going to be a warm one, not only today, but over the next few days. Our average 100-degree day, the first time we see it is later in the month. I'll tell you what you need to know for your weekend forecast coming up.
Yes, so I joined band when I was in 6th grade, and I started playing French horn, and from there I was just instantly hooked.
He found his sound in 6th grade, and now this Texas teen is taking his talent to Music City. Meet up the top jazz guitarists in the state next. Welcome back at 6:44. We got a New Braunfels High School graduating senior walking to a tune of his own.
Yeah, he's actually making a name for himself in the music field. And our Patty Santos sat down with Logan Bachman for today's great graduate story.
Logan Bachman discovered his love of music at a very young age.
Yes, so I joined band when I was in 6th grade, and I started playing French horn, and from there I was just instantly hooked.
He plays other instruments, but this guitar is his favorite way to express himself.
What do you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a musician. I want to play on stages and perform for people. That's my true love.
He's heading to Belmont University in Nashville.
Let's see.
He has some originals ready to record, but he has big goals for himself.
My major is going to be in commercial guitar or commercial music. So playing guitar with an emphasis in performance, but learning about the business, the industry, recording aspects, songwriting aspects, all that.
And he's already made a name for himself at his school.
I am the #1 high school jazz guitar player in the state of Texas, as judged by the Texas Music Educators Association.
And I bet this won't be the last time we hear his name.
Performance and music are just the things that I love the most in the whole world. And yeah, I feel if I get to play guitar for a living, then I'll never work a day in my life.
Congratulations to him. I can't wait to hear some of his albums one day. All right, we want you to mark your calendars because San Antonio ISD hosting a career fair on June 17th. They're searching for elementary, middle, and high school educators to join their team. Make sure you have your resume ready because there will be in-person interviews and on-site hiring. Job fair starts at 2 p.m. at Brackenridge High School.
All right, free books are waiting for San Antonio kids. The city's public libraries just launched its biggest summer program yet, giving away brand new books to every child under 12. And older teens are not left out either. They're getting exclusive t-shirts, and they can join everything from music production to gaming events. All the programs are free at every library branch.
All right, guys, taking a look at your traffic authority. And again, one more reminder, the NBA Finals start tonight right here at KSAT 12. Sam Presti, the GM of the Oklahoma City Thunder, he was actually the Spurs assistant GM during the Spurs heyday, 2000 to 2007. So always got Spurs connections for all of NBA Finals. The Greg Popovich coaching tree and front office tree there. All right, 151 right now, eastbound at Military Drive. We do have reports of that one stalled vehicle here. So this is actually inside the 410 loop. I thought initially it was a little bit outside, but does not appear to be causing too many delays out there for our drivers on 151. Of course, no school out there, so traffic a little bit, moving a little bit smoother nowadays. 1604 Shanefield. Actually, this was reported a little bit early up, a little bit north of 1604 right here. So it's actually going to be at New Gilbo and 1604, and we're starting to see a little bit of backup here. So my sense is that there is something there. Try and reset that camera. Hopefully we'll get our TransGuide folks to help us out with that situation out there. Shanefield on the far west to northwest side. And a couple different things here. We're seeing some activity right here. This is going to be 35 south right before you get to Live Oak Universal City. Stalled vehicle reported there. Also stalled being reported at 35 and Weidner Road. So let's check in with Alex Gomez one more time in Drive Cam for us. I know Alex is hyped about the NBA Finals taking place again tonight on KSAT 12, the only place you can watch it. What's up, Alex? How are things looking?
Yeah, good morning, RJ. Right now I'm driving up from the south side. This is going to be 35 northbound near Nogalitos. I even drove on the other side of the highway, 35 south, especially right there near South Alamo, where those two left lanes are blocked, even the lower level. It only took me about 5 minutes to get through that area. So downtown traffic still not too bad, RJ.
All right, thank you very much for that update, Alex. And let's go to Shelby now, who's in for Justin, who's hitting the links. How are things looking out there for all the golfers, Shelby?
I was listening to him talk about the traffic, but I was distracted by that sunrise in the background. It was absolutely gorgeous. But if you're going out golfing today, just like Justin Horn, expect temperatures in the 90s, even some heat indices for some. And that's because of that blue big ol' H, that high pressure just over areas of South Texas. That's going to continue to make its way into our neck of the woods over the next few hours. It's still in Mexico right now, and even over the next few days. Although it may not be directly over San Antonio, we're still going to start to see the southerly winds go around it and just to the north, and that's bringing up the Saharan dust. We can see a very light layer and also those warmer temperatures. Now, that area of high pressure and that heat high will continue to make its way into San Antonio throughout the weekend, allowing for some warmer temperatures for us. It's going to be very summer-like, considering we're already in meteorological summer, and it's going to be very warm for us this weekend. Temperatures in the hundreds for most of us, but today you can expect temperatures in those 80s to even 90 degrees. Some areas just to the south near Carrizo Springs can get to triple digits. We're not expecting that for San Antonio. We're expecting temperatures in those mid-90s, about 94 degrees. Still going to be very humid and even some partly cloudy skies. And over the next few days, not only are we having our air temperatures in those 90s to triple digits, we're also expecting those heat indices. That pink line you see on the top, that's where we're expecting what it feels like to be in the triple digits. And even on Sunday, that's going to be the warmest day we're watching, with heat indices getting to about 107. So remember the sunscreen, the water, all of the shade you can find. And take a look at this statistic. Traditionally, by the beginning of June, we're only in those maybe low 70s for the morning, low 90s for the afternoon. We're in those upper 70s already, in those mid to upper 90s for your peak temperature. And rain, traditionally, we're about 3 1/4 inches for rain. We saw almost 4 1/2 to even 6 inches of rain the last month. So we're tracking more rain on the way next week, about a 20 to 30% chance to start off the week. Still expecting mostly sunny skies throughout the week. Temperatures still in the 90s. So there's a little bit of weather for everyone. The heat this weekend and then rain chances next week. Sorry for people who love the cooler temperatures. I don't have anything for you this time.
Oh, it's okay. It's the summertime. I think everybody kind of understands that that's something that happens around this time of year.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you so much, Shelby.
All right, later this morning on GMSA Plus, the Nintendo Switch is officially available. The rocking way San Antonio celebrated, and what those celebrations look like around the country, coming up.
All right, quick check of our traffic right now before we get to 7 o'clock. And we do have an incident right there, 410 South at Ingram Road, a little bit past Holmes High School. So keep that one in mind as we are seeing traffic slowly move through the southbound lanes of 410. Let's take you out to the northeast side because seeing a couple of things that build out here. 35 South at Weidner Road and a little bit further in past Topper Wine, closer to the Windcrest area. We'll keep an eye on all this activity. Let's go to Alex Gomez one more time for a quick check in DriveCam. Alex.
Yeah, good morning, RJ. I just made it to the east side again. This is going to be 35 northbound just near BAMC. So far, no issues, even downtown. So I have no crashes to report, RJ.
All right, thank you very much for that update. We'll check in with Alex again during GMSA Plus. Let's go to Shelby now for a last check of our weather.
Well, temperatures right now as you're waking up and getting out the door are in those 70s. Temperatures feeling a little warmer just by a few degrees, and that's the humidity we have to thank for that. Temperatures throughout the afternoon, though, will continue to increase. Expect temperatures in the 90s for most of us. Some areas, especially Del Rio, Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, Laredo, expecting triple-digit heat for most of us, getting above 100 degrees. But don't worry, we do continue to have temperatures to get to 100 degrees, especially this weekend on Sunday, with heat indices getting above 100 degrees, and then that's followed up by some rain chances we can expect next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as a more active weather pattern sits in for South Texas.
All right, thanks so much, Shelby. Okay, so I'm especially excited about GMSA Plus this morning because we're talking about Wicked for Good,
yes.
new trailer. So you guys stick around.
She can hardly contain herself.
I know. So much more on GMSA Plus.